What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about a former um, Jan 6 rioter who has done her time in uh, in federal prison and is now uh, out or is now refusing a pardon from Trump. This is a very interesting story, and I just wanted to bring it to you. So this will be the last thing for the night, and so I wanted to bring you well, I wouldn't say fun, but it was somewhat fun, but an interesting a story. So thank you very much for the for joining me here. If you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing, like, share, all that good stuff. Check out my other channels, JMD Drummer, JMD Play, for stuff there. You can subscribe, like, share, all that, all that on there as well. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much if you do. Check out the Discord. If you want to give, ideas and stuff to me, or just want to chat or whatever the case, you can check out there. The one-time QR code there, one-time donation through there, or JMD Nation Patreon for $3 a month. Any support that you give is very much appreciated. Whatever it is. Thank you very much. You're awesome. So, go ahead and just hop over here. So this is from Law and Crime. I don't know. It's an article by Chris Perez. I will refuse a pardon from felon Trump. Jane 6 writer says she doesn't want record wiped clean after being bullied by MAGA for showing remorse. An Idaho woman who was found guilty of storming the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and encouraging other writers to do the same, she said, will refuse a pardon from felon Trump, writing on social media that she's been bullied by MAGA over the past year after condemning the 2021 attack in interviews with media outlets. I'm not going to be bullied by MAGA anymore, Pam Hemphill, uh, Hemphill, I guess I'm trying to get that right, who was sentenced in 2022 to 2 months in jail when she was 69 years old. She was writing that on X last Sunday. She says Donald Trump supporters have allegedly gone so far as to call her probation officer to try and get her in trouble in wake of her media appearances. The move backfired on them. Thinking I would stop speaking out just gave me more confidence to continue, as she writes that in her post. Um, and she was answering to something that Kissinger had put up, whatever. In 2021, Hemphill flew to Washington, D.C. from Idaho to support Trump's efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Arriving on January 6, she was accused of pushing through police lines 3 different times as the crowd outside the Capitol grew increasingly violent. Hemphill also encouraged her fellow riders to push their way into the building, and she was later seen inside the rotunda itself. Prosecutors said that when police offered to help her, Hemphill needlessly exaggerated her injuries in an effort to distract officers from more violent protesters. She pleaded guilty in January 2022 to one count of demonstrating, picketing, or parading in a Capitol building, a misdemeanor punishable punishable by up to 6 months in jail, a fine up to $5,000, and up to 5 years of probation. Hemphill requested a sentence of probation only, while prosecutors suggested that she serve at least 60 days in jail, 3 years of probation, and 60 hours community service. At her sentencing, prosecutors said that Hemphill presented herself as frail woman who had been overwhelmed and injured by the Jan 6 crowd, and not as an agitator. She went on to state in interviews with CNN, USA Today, and other news outlets that she regretted her actions that day, calling the America Great Again crowd she stormed the Capitol with a cult and Trump a felon who should be blamed for what happened. I mean, I'm so tired of narrative that they're putting out there. Hemphill told CNN in January of 2024. That's why I speak out, because I have all the receipts. I was there. I know what happened that day, and I hold Trump totally responsible. Speaking to USA Today in August 2024, Hemphill described January 6th as the worst day in our history and claimed she was brainwashed by Trump supporters. I didn't realize that brainwashing was happening with me in with was happening with Trump in 2016, she said. This is how they would talk to me. Pam, you know the Democrats are trying to take over. They're getting more aggressive. I tend to believe them. I wasn't doing my own research. Hemphill has said that Trump's rhetoric on immigration and the border are what drew her in initially. It's like a scar that I have to carry for the rest of my life, she told USA Today of her participation in the Jan 6 attack. It's going to be that shameful feeling. It's not like I knew I was breaking the law and I broke it anyway. However, I still was a part of that craziness, that cult. So it's like something I can't brush off. Um, hmm. I don't sure where this is going to go. Let's see. Related coverage. While she maintains that she was misled, the 2021 insurrection was not Hemphill's first time storming a government building. Prosecutors say that in August 2020, she was part of a crowd that stormed the Idaho State House, shattering a glass door in the process while protesting COVID 19 restrictions. The demonstration was led by anti government militant Amon Bundy, who has been involved in multiple standoffs with the federal government. In addition to 60 days in jail, Hemphill was ordered to spend 3 years on supervised release, uh, pursuant to her plea agreement. Pursuant to her plea agreement, she was also ordered to pay $500 in restitution towards the estimated $2.1 million in damages to the Capitol on January 6th. I will refuse a pardon from felon Trump. She wrote Sunday on X. I'm hoping more J6 defendants will come to their senses and realize Trump is a dangerous cult leader. So, if this is true, then this would have been within her time slot that she's talking here. She's basically saying she was pulled in, at least from 2016. She was pulled into, the arguments and the MAGA stuff, and although this demonstration did not apparently change her mind, according to her, Jan 6 and everything that has happened afterward has. So maybe it just took time, and eventually she started, realizing what was going on and that she was being lied to, or whatever the case. But yes, there's, this older woman here from Idaho, 70, 70 or 70 something now, has finally realized and is going around shouting and raising attention to the idea that Trump is and the MAGA movement is a cult, and that they are that they're in the wrong, and that she doesn't want to be a part of it, and doesn't is shameful for what happened. But at the same time, she also doesn't want to be she doesn't want to be pardoned in it. I saw somewhere where she claimed that the idea was that she was there, she knew what she was doing, and she did it. So she served her time, and you know she was guilty, and she doesn't feel that she deserves to be pardoned. Uh, and that's I give her props to that. I mean, she could easily take the easy route here and get herself completely clean of you know all the charges and whatnot, and it'd be like it never happened. From a legal standpoint, for her in whatever endeavor she goes on to do in the rest of her, you know, life. Uh, I mean, I don't know whether she works or not anymore. I don't know how big of that deal is, but I mean, whatever. I mean, just saying, like, she could clear herself, but she's taken the route that she wants. She doesn't want to be pardoned. She wants to maintain, you know, and accept the responsibilities for what she did on January 6th, and that is very interesting. Uh, so I thought that was a very interesting article story. Um, Maybe there's some to it that I don't know. I mean, this was pretty. Uh, I think that she was. I don't. Know what. I honestly don't know what truly happened on that day. There was somewhere or something was being said that she, at some point, got knocked over or something by the crowd, even got stepped on or something, and she was actually pulled, and helped by an officer. Um, uh, Maybe that was the point, that opened her eyes or something. Who knows? Uh, in the moment, being put into a place where into a position where you could have easily been hurt or lost your life, and you were saved by the police, by an officer, some way that you were, probably, I'm sure, being told was against you. Um, Maybe, who knows? I don't know. At what point, uh, things a switch went off in her head, but it's very good to see. I mean, of course, assuming that she's being completely honest in all of it, but even if not, the rhetoric is welcomed. And hopefully it will help to start letting others maybe even see that you know the craziness, and maybe turn some more people. Who knows? But anyways, I thought that was, like I said, an interesting article, and I wanted to share it with you. But yeah, so there you go. Uh, Somebody who's not wanting to be pardoned. Like I said, I give her props. That's bold and brave. Um, so kudos to her. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you think. If there's any more about this story that you want to share, details that I may not have talked about or don't know, maybe that changes the point here, or even supports it. So thank you very much, and until next time, peace. ClearTalk. I'm out. Good night.